Hello, this is May 10th. This is Three Things with Ian, and I'm tired, and I have crazy hair. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. It's official, locked in. Anyway, yeah, been a day, been outside all day. Feels good to sit down. Today's episode is going to be a hodgepodge. It's going to be me just trying to entertain the crap out of you for about 8 minutes, and then we're going to call it a day. So, first story. So Pope Leo the 16th, right? Also known previously, Robert Francis Prevost, Chicago-born, huge deal. I just love how this story has pivoted, not even talking about who he is as a person, who he will be as a pope, just the memes and the entertainment I'm just getting from this whole saga of everybody in the Midwest claiming a piece of the pie. I mean, if he stepped foot into a building, went to school somewhere, ate an ice cream cone, spit on the ground, stopped at a rest area, I mean, we're claiming him. So Chicago is all in. All the local sports teams are claiming him as their own. Apparently, he's a White Sox fan, which is kind of a rarity in Chicago. A little bit. I mean, the Cubs are so much of a bigger sell. Just everything about that, the Ope, O-P-E, Ope Pope, because of the Midwest thing. It's just different. It's just interesting. I was going to research the person himself, but I can't get through just the internet. Just the memification of this story is just bonkers. Here in the Midwest, Michigan, he went to a seminary school around here. He probably hugged a tree at some point somewhere in some park. They're going to put a plaque up. It's just interesting how the story has pivoted and shifted, and it's because it's an American. And the internet and the idolization of any American-born, person who obtains such a feat is interesting. But I mean, it's a weird story too, because if you're not Roman Catholic, if you're not one of the 1.4 billion global participants in the Roman Catholic Church, I mean, it's not that it means nothing. It just doesn't. It doesn't have a whole lot to do. I mean, the popes have political sway. What they say and do matters. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's just one of those stories that just took off on its own and just. I mean, NPR, they went all in. My goodness, they have live streamed their live streams at this point. Anyway, I'm excited in the way that people are excited about just seeing what happens next. I guess it's a feel good story. Everything's positive until people tell you who they really are, right? So I'm interested to see where it goes from there. And I guess go White Sox. I saw some people posting that, back to my Shadur Sanders thing. It took 3 days for Shadur Sanders to get drafted and only 2 for the Pope. So, I just chuckle at that. And people are betting on all the Chicago-based teams to win, the World Series, Super Bowl, just things like that. It's just I'm having a better time than I thought with the story. So that is the Pope story. I thought I'd have this long-winded, multifaceted, in-depth investigation in how a pope is made and formed in the conclave and the smells and bells and the different colors of chimney chemicals wafting through the city of Vatican City. But alas, it was over before it even started for me. So, anyway, that's that. He's a White Sox fan. I'm just scrolling. I had some stuff that I was going to talk about, yeah, bear with me. So I'm still watching Andor, and I'm already going to say that it is the best Star Wars ever. And I think that this is not even a controversial or interesting statement. I'm almost embarrassed to have to tell you this. The way that they're dealing with average human beings and less Sith and less lightsabering and less Force crap, just talking about what it means to be in a universe with an imperial with a totalitarian imperial forces and what it means for the average human and what actual capital R rebellion looks like. It's too bad in some ways that it took this long, and we had to endure so many mediocre and so many just half-baked iterations. I would like to think that this will start another, wave of prestigious, good quality Star Wars, because the universe is fantastic. The Star Wars universe is the perfect sandbox. but you got to be careful in what you do. And I'm tired of Palpatine. I'm tired of Luke Skywalker. I'm tired of everybody being related to each other. I want just a different story, and Andor is that story. And I guess I'm imploring anybody who has not seen it to just try it out. I think you'll be surprised. I have very little interest in watching any of the Star Wars stuff and the Avengers stuff too. We got super saturated. It was quantity over quality, way too CGI forward, and this is good stuff. This is really good stuff, and I'm very happy to be part of the Andor movement, and maybe some of the writing team and some of the things that are working really well, they'll be able to translate into future series. Time will tell, I suppose. God, what else was I going to talk about? There's so many things in my mind. Hopefully the Boston Celtics can just finish this game 3 right now and win it. They have been stuck in a bit of a purgatory. There's a bunch of home teams that are down. The higher seeds or the better teams are down 0-2 in a lot of these series. And I really do feel like playoffs, though, are internal and they're way too long. And we moved from early rounds that should be best of 3 to best of 5 to now everything's best of 7. You got teams flying across the country. I mean, in hockey, you got teams playing the Winnipeg Jets. Look up where Winnipeg is. It is very hard to be close to Winnipeg in any relatable, meaningful way. There's just nothing there. And so teams are flying, when Boston played Vancouver, good golly, back and forthness. It was just silly. Just silly. I'm not saying that like there should be like a neutral site for this stuff, but still, it's just way too long, and the games are too long. There's too many commercials. There's too many injuries. I'm kind of over the playoffs. I'll watch the finals, maybe the semifinals, but Anyway, what else can I talk about? I feel like I had all these topics, and then without having detailed notes, it just poofs. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so all the places that sell flowers and other little tchotchkes, those are busy. Passed by a lot of those. Started working another little part-time gig today, and it's sort of an outdoor facility that does, like, they have a restaurant and they have all these outdoor games and things like that. And it was good, but I forgot how tiring it is to be on your feet. So I'm not complaining or anything like that. I'm pleased as punch to be doing it, and it's a good gig, but just need to train myself and bending down, like the golf thing where you kind of kick out your other leg, and when you bend down and pick up stuff, I got to get better at that because my lower back was definitely barking. Anyway, I've done a few little shorts. Hopefully you guys like them. When I feel inspired, I kind of make something. Gentleman in Moscow, still plugging along through that. Enjoying reading all the comments and different interaction I'm getting with people. So I'd like to see more of that. So if there's anything you want me to talk about or discuss, I'd love to see a comment or a message. I will do a nice, I haven't done it yet, but I will create a nice Mother's Day episode for all the different mother figures in my life. And I will even talk about how I feel now having a dog, although I'm not a mother or a woman per se. But when, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this, when people who don't have human children claim their dogs as like a dog mom or like a furry, the word's escaping me, but like when they claim a dog as like a kin or some sort of corollary or some, basically they're like, instead of a kid, I have a dog, but a dog is my stand-in kid. It's my fur baby. Thank you. Anyway, we'll talk about how I feel about that. It may have shifted over time. It actually may have shifted. All right, I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to drink some water. And I'll be back in this chair tomorrow with better hair. You can count on that. Cheers.